Hello, Christian woman. Hello. Okay, I'm out running errands before work. And so I'm going to go pick up some lunch before I start work. But I was just in the grocery store picking up some things. And I saw a lady yelling at the self-checkout. You know, the self-checkout where you can just check yourself out and pay. Well, some of those machines are sensitive. They don't sense the bag is where it should be, and the machine starts blaring out, "Please put your bag in the baggage area." Well, it kept saying this to this woman, and she just was yelling at it and shaking. "I put the bag in the area." And I said to myself, well, I hope she has a better day, if that machine is upsetting you. But then, of course, it made me think about dating and relationships and some of the couples I've worked with over the years. But in general, it just reminded me of how important it is to, when you're dating, to, of course, I've said this before, you're not seeking perfection, but you really want to look at temperament. Temperament is so important. I don't know the lady, I don't know what she's like to live with, but boy, oh boy, if she's that reactive in her everyday life, when things don't go her way, that's not a very pleasant person to live with. So when you're dating, again, you're not looking for a choir boy. That's just a turn of phrase. You're not looking for perfection. Everyone has a bad moment, but if you ever date someone and you're starting to notice that they have a pattern, a temperament of getting really upset, and life can be upsetting, of course, but if they don't know how to manage or emotionally regulate, and you see that they just allow themselves to explode and they have a heart, it's almost like seeing a grown person, but a toddler having a temper tantrum is inside of them. Picture that. If you've ever seen a 40-something-year-old person having a temper tantrum, that you would say, that looks similar to a poor little toddler having a temper tantrum. A toddler has the right to do that. They're still learning. They're babies. But imagine seeing that in a 20, 30, 40, or 50, 60-year-old person. That's not the recipe you want for someone you're dating with the intention for a relationship and to marry. So I just want to stop by and say that, because that woman just reminded me of some areas that people struggle with. Anger management is very important. If you're someone who struggles with anger and emotionally regulating, work on your breathing exercises, slow down your breathing, ground yourself, and get into the habit of calming yourself down and problem solving, so that doesn't become how you're seen by your significant other, because that can turn people off as well. But for some folks, if they grew up hearing a lot of chaos and yelling, that may be familiar to them and they may be attracted to it, or you may be attracted to it if that's what you grew up seeing. Overall, it's not a healthy recipe. So careful when you're dating. Look at temperament and don't ignore that as a red flag if a person has very, very, very much difficulty managing their anger. All right, gotta go. Ciao.